All right, this is MTG Buddha back. We're doing a new deck today. I've been working on this deck. I'm not exactly sure about all of the things in it yet. I've only played a few games with it, but it seems to be okay. This is for Alchemy. Um, I'm working on a new version of Black Red Sacrifice. Some things shifted out, and so we're making a few changes and doing a few things here. So I've got 4 copies of Cursebound Witch because basically I just want her in there so I can do the drafting thing. I like drafting. If you watch me, I do a lot of limited videos because limited is my jam. But yeah, I like the fact that you can draft off this card, which is also why I have 2 copies of Xander's Wake. Drafting creatures off this is awesome, and the best card to get with this is right there, Morbid Opportunist. I love this card; so good in my deck. If I get this off the draft of it, like first thing, it's awesome. It is the best thing to have because whenever a creature dies, each turn, one or more creatures die each turn. You get to draw a card, and I'm going to be sacrificing creatures. This is also the next best card in my deck for what I'm doing. Gives me Blood Artist, which, I mean, whenever any creature dies, they lose one, I gain one. So I'm going to gain a ton of life that way. Um, but yeah, so this one, whenever a creature dies, if it was attacking, I draw a card. If it wasn't attacking, I do 1 damage to my opponent. And then, of course, we have 4 copies of Invoke Despair, which, I mean, if you're playing black, you gotta play this card. It's just stupid. And then we have 2 copies of Lily in here just because she's Lily. And then we have 1 copy of this. I'm not exactly sure about this card yet. Something I'm considering. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the bottom creature card of your library. You may cast that card this turn. At the beginning of the next end step, if that card is still exiled, put it in your graveyard and create a treasure token. So um, this comes out on 3. More than likely, turn 4, I will be able to play any creature that has that is in I pull out of my deck because I have nothing that costs more than 4. So I don't foresee not being able to cast a creature. But then there might be times where I want to just take the treasure token, but I mean most of the time I'm probably going to be able to cast whatever creature it is. So if this hits the battlefield, I mean I only have, let's see, 3, 7. I only have 11 creatures in my deck, so I mean, at some point, all creatures are going to be gone out of my deck. But these cards right here, whenever creatures die, they let me draft. This card lets me draft. Yeah, so we'll see how this works. Hopefully, we can get a couple quick games in and see how the deck works. But yeah, it seemed the couple games I played with it earlier seemed to go pretty good. But we'll play a couple games with it and see how this goes. Hopefully we can get a few quick games in. All right, so we do not have access to red. I think we mulligan it. All right, so we'll keep this. And I actually think we put Lily on the bottom at this point. Yeah, I think Lily's the one that goes on the bottom right here. Because she's not as important to what we're doing as everything else is. So I think we play, we'll just play this turn one. It doesn't matter. Because we're not doing anything turn one anyway. So then it becomes a question of, do I play this now? I think I do. If I hit a land off of it, we're great. If I don't hit a land off of it, it's just something that gets X out, and I did hit a land, so that's good. So we got an extra land out of it. So next turn I can play this, or I can just sacrifice this, but I don't really want to do that. So yes, I think we play the land, and then we play the Sanguine Bloodstoke, and we get our Blood Artist, and we get a blood token. Yeah, so he's probably going to be priced into killing the Blood Artist if he has a way to. And I'm not going to block if he attacks, clearly. Because, yeah, so he's going to have to kill that because they just have to. If they don't kill that card, I mean, there's something wrong. So I think we do this sacrificing this to draw 2, get a treasure token, and we get a card off of it. Okay, so we hit a land. So we play the land. And at this point, what do I play? Do I play this? Yeah, I think we play this at this point. So we've got 4 mana now. So anything we get off of this, we'll be able to play. But yeah, we'll be getting a creature every turn off this. We so far haven't drawn any creatures out of our deck. He now has a 6/3. What the crap? Okay. So this is going to be over pretty quick. This is not going to be a good matchup right here. All right, so we got a Blood Harvester. So we'll play the Blood Harvester. Then I think we play the land, and then I think we play this. So when it dies, we can hopefully crack. We can be able to get something off of it. If it doesn't die, which he's going to attack with this. I mean, he just kind of has to. If he attacks with this and this is still alive, I will block it and kill that thing. This is going to be annoying here. It might be right to put some like kill spells in this deck, but I don't know. Yeah, he's going to put 3 counters on it. So now it's not going to... This is going bad. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and see at this point. There's no reason to keep going. All right, so we'll go to the next match, and we'll see what happens on it. So that was not a good matchup. That did not go well. That was very hasty. We just weren't able to actually get a foothold. All right, let's see. See if this goes better. Yeah, I think this is the better hand. I think we play this turn 1 and just get her out. Take the 1 damage, it's fine. Yeah, so we'll just play this. Auto pay, we'll take a damage. So when this dies, we get to draft something. So okay, so now here, I think we play the tramway station. And we attack. So we get 1 damage in with this. And we'll end turn. And then next turn, I think we might play this. Yeah, I think we play this and see what we hit. We have a good chance of hitting something that we'll be able to cast or hitting a land. We hit a land. So we play the land. And then I think we just play this and we take 2 damage. And he's going to counter it, of course. So this is a good control deck. Yeah, so we're going up against some kind of blue-black control. Alright, what does this do? When you intercept, draw a card if your library has more cards than the opponent. Otherwise, each opponent knows 5 cards. That could be pretty annoying. Let's play this land. And let's go on and play this, I guess. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play this. Get a Blood Artist. And I think we pass turn. And then hopefully next turn I can play this and it actually resolve. But more than likely he's going to counter it when I play it. Yeah, when I tested this deck earlier, I didn't run up against any counter spell or any counter decks. So he's going to exile that so I don't get to draft off of it. And I don't get the Blood Artist trigger. And he's going to cast down that. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice this, discarding this sulfur. I've already got 2 of those out there. Alright, but he is tapped out now, which does mean that I will be able to invoke Despair successfully, targeting him. I do have to take a couple damage to do it, but we get a couple cards and we get him off the board. Alright. So I think we invoke Despair again. And of course, we'll have to take a couple damage again. We'll play the Tramway Station. We have to take a couple damage again. We'll go do it though. Does he have a counter spell? Nope. So I draw two more. Do I get a land? I did get a land. I already played a land this turn though. So, all right. So he's got an Organ Harvester or Hoarder, not Harvester. Put one in your hand or in your graveyard. All right. So try to play the land, or do I play this? See what I get. Okay, so I play the land off of that. If I play this, I only have two of those left. Let's see, so let's tap this for colorless. Let's tap this for black, this for black. I'll play another one of these. See if he countered it. He didn't counter it, so that's good. So now I'm going to pay colorless. Tap for black. Tap for black, and we'll cast Lily, and we'll make him sacrifice a creature. Because I think he would have probably countered that if he had a counter spell. So you sack a creature. I gain a life. He loses a life. He's going to kill my Blood Artist in response. So he loses two, then he sacrifices a creature. Yeah. So he's actually at 6 now. So those Despairs and stuff have taken him down quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and plus Lily. Because I got plenty of lands I can discard now. Alright, so I think I played the Synthesizer. Let's see what I get off the Synthesizer. Alright, so I think we play him. Alright, so they didn't counter him. Then I think we go ahead and play this, and we'll just auto pay, taking 1. So does he have the counterspell for it? Nope. All right, and we don't play the land. We hold the lands as things to discard to Lily. Make him think I have something, and then we'll also discard to Lily. Could just make him sacrifice his creature next turn. Unless he has a way to deal with Lily here. I could just, yeah, -2 Lily, make him sacrifice this and then attack for lethal. Seems like a good thing to do. If he attacks the Lily, yeah, I think I block with this. When it dies, he takes 1 damage. So he loses a life. I make him sacrifice Lily. Alright, so we're going to get there. Because if he doesn't have a way to deal with this, okay, he's going to flash that in. Okay, so when this dies, I'm going to get to draw a card. Actually, it's another creature, so we'll do this. Discarding this, he's going to take 2 damage. I will cast this to sack this. So I get to get a card off of that, and I get to draw 2 cards. So I will play this. I will use this to sacrifice this. And I think that's going to do it right there. 3 damage. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we got there. So we beat the control deck. It wasn't looking good at first. Early on, I thought it might be a bad match, but it worked out. Like I say, there's some life gain, and there's ways to take care of the stuff that they get out of the battlefield, especially if they don't get a lot of creatures out there. I've considered putting drag to the bottom, I think. Is that the name of it? The black one that gives -1/-1 for domain or something, but I don't have a lot of domains, so it's not worth playing really. I could put burn down the house in the deck, but then it's going to kill my creatures too. And my deck wants the creatures to stay alive. I don't have red mana, but I think I go ahead and keep it because I play this turn one. Worst case scenario, I sacrifice it to this turn two and get to draft a card off this, get a treasure token, and draw 2 cards off of that. So I think this is fine to keep, even though I don't have a red land. Ideally, I would have a red and a black land in the hand, but you know. Now if I draw, he's got one of those as well. Okay. So if I draw I didn't draw a red land. Okay. So I'm just gonna pass turn. Let's see what he does here. He is playing black white. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. He's going to cast that. Let's see, whenever one more creatures with power 2 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. The triggers once each turn. Okay. So, yeah, we are going to sacrifice this chick. What do we get off of this? Ooh, Witch's Vengeance. Creatures of chosen type. What is this type? It's a vampire. So we're going to take that. That was a perfect card. Nice. Nice. Alright, so we're going to take this. And we're going to say vampire. Oh, that wasn't what I meant to play. Crap. I played the wrong card. Oh well. I meant to play this. I grabbed the wrong 3-mana spell, but that's still a good spell to have out. And he's going to kill that. So I get a kill spell out of his hand. And he does lose 1 and I gain 1. So pass. Alright, my turn. It would have been nice to have had that around while I do this. Because, you know, vampires. We get that off the battlefield, and I would have gained, and he would have lost, and yeah. So, I think we just go ahead and play this, even though we don't have another way to make red mana right now. And then we sack this, and we get triggers off of both of those, so he takes extra damage. And if we draw a red mana next turn, we're in good shape. If we draw any mana, I think we play this. So he's got a Sanguine Bloodstroke, yeah. We did not draw a red mana, so what we're going to do is we're going to sacrifice this bad boy, getting it triggered. He's going to get a trigger off his Blood Artist. Yeah, we'll just resolve. That's fine. I know what it does. All right, I get that, and I draw 2. Okay, so now I have access to red mana next turn. Let's see. I think I play this. Do I do anything? Do I play this? Playing this could be right. I will have access to red next turn, and I get to invoke Despair too. So yeah. I think we should go ahead and play that. I sacrificed the artifact, so he is going to take damage off the... Oh no, he's already taken the damage off that. So, I get another blood token. So we'll end turn. So I think next turn, what I potentially do is sacrifice this to get rid of this guy. Yeah, that's actually stupid, having both of them. Wow. Okay, he's going to exile that. He sacrifices the creature to do it, so he gets to draft something off of that. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see if I can pull this out because, yeah. So I think I have to sack this to get rid of this. Yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to sack this to get rid of this. I I do get get triggers here to happen. It's going to get -2, -2. That's going to die. Get triggered again. Yeah, and then that's going to happen. It's fine. It just has to happen. Um, we're going to choose. We'll go ahead and attack. Why not? He's not going to block. All right, and then we're going to invoke Despair him. So he has to sacrifice his Blood Artist. He has to sacrifice this, and he has to let me draw a card and lose 2 life because he doesn't have a Planeswalker. All right, he's going to go and get that 1 damage in. All right, I drew a card, so I drew a land. So I can play this land. And I don't think I'll play this because I won't be able to play whatever I get off of it. But next turn, I think I play this and then attack and see if he has anything that blocks it. Curse of Leeches. Okay. Yeah, we'll go to my turn. Resolve. See what I draw. I drew a Lily. So now I think I play Lily. Yeah, I think I play the Lily. I say each player discards, and I discard this, I think. Now cast the Anvil. Use the Anvil to sacrifice the blood token. So he's going to take a couple damage there. And he's not going to be able to do this because he has to sacrifice, well, he'd have to sacrifice that to be able to do it. Unless he draws a kill spell. So he either has to sacrifice this. Okay, so I play the land. I invoke Despair him. So now he has to sacrifice the creature. So he's not going to have a creature to next turn. Okay, so he gets to draw a couple cards, but that's fine. I'm going to make him discard a card anyway. So draw. Okay. So I'm going to say each player discards a card. And I think I discard this. And then I go to attacks. I attack. I sacrifice this. Trigger. And then we enter. And then I'll sacrifice this. In response, I'll go and do this now so that he doesn't get a trigger off a Blood Artist. Okay, yeah, and then next turn I can invoke Despair him and he's dead. Yeah, so I think invoke Despair just kills him next turn. Yeah. Alright. Invoke Despair. He has to sack a creature. He has to sack an enchantment. He goes to 2. Alright. He gets a couple. He gets a trigger, so he goes to 3. I make him discard. I cast this. Getting my own Blood Artist. Yeah, and he concedes. There we go. Okay, so that worked out pretty good. So far this is going pretty decently. We might try to play one more game and see how it goes. Try to get one more game in. But yeah, this deck seems to work pretty good. We actually got around the control deck. That was another sacrifice mirror, and we actually got around the sacrifice mirror. We don't, and like I say, not having any kill spells other than sacrificing the one guy. Yeah, I think we'd go ahead and keep it. My opponent's on the play. I think we play this turn one, depending on what they do turn one. I don't know as though we play this and then drop this. Of course, it depends on what I draw as well. If I draw an untapped land, I might just go ahead and play the untapped land and play Cursebound Witch turn one. All right, so he is playing black as well. So I think we'll go ahead and play this just to get it available to be untapped. And we'll probably play Sulphur Springs next. Yeah, so I think we go ahead and play Sulphur Springs. And then the question is, do we play both of these? I think we do. Let me just get them both out there. Let's do it. So the only other thing we're going to do this turn was play this. And I don't want to play this yet because if I play this with 1 mana available and I hit a 2 mana spell, which most of my deck is like 1 and 2 mana. So I think I play this and see what I hit off of it. The fact that he's got 3 black mana and he hasn't done anything is making me wonder what's going on here. So I hit a land, so I play the land, and then I think I play this. So now if he wants to kill something, he's going to have to do it before. Okay, that's fine. I'll attack. All right, so he's got a Reckoner Bankbuster. Okay, so I think we play. Do we want to go ahead? I think we just go ahead and get this out there. Have a little extra value. Get that value trainer going. And then I think we play this. And then we just attack. Alright, we intern. And he just concedes. Okay, I guess he just wasn't drawing lands. And he saw what was going on with the sacrifice and he knew it wasn't going to go good for him. Because everything I had out there was a good setup. And if he didn't have a way to deal with all that, even if he'd got to 5 mana and invoked Spirit, I had 2 enchantments that I could have chose from. So yeah. Alright, so that went pretty well. I think the deck is pretty solid. Let's go on up this pack real quick, and then we'll go back and take a look at the deck and see if there's anything that maybe we would want to change. But I don't know. After playing those games, I'm not sure what I would actually change this, other than potentially bringing a couple of removal spells in. And if I did, I'm not sure what I would actually take out. Honestly, Lily is the most least impactful thing in the deck, really. She just is in there just because I like Lily and I felt like playing Lily. This seems like it would be a fairly low impact spell as well, considering how few creatures I have. So this might be worth taking out. I may actually wind up taking these 3 spells out and bringing in some kill spells. If I do that, I would probably just bring in, let's see, where's it at? Infernal Grasp is probably what I would bring in. I'd probably bring 3 copies of this in, just to have a way to kill some creatures on their side, because it is non-conditional kill. So I would probably put these into the sideboard and then have these as spells that I would have in the deck. It's probably how I would change it up. Yeah, I tell you what, I think we might actually try a game like this as well and see how that works. See if maybe that looks like it might be better. I don't know if this would be better than having a couple copies of Lily in the deck. But like I say, Lily just more or less just tries to help get their hand down, and I'm not really doing a lot else to make them discard cards. I'm mostly just trying to make them sacrifice stuff, so I don't know as though Lily necessarily would be the best for that. So I think we just kind of try it this way. Even though it really did really work out good the couple times I played her there. This is definitely keepable. Yeah, I think we played the Tramway turn 1, of course. And then I think we played the Blood Harvester turn 2. So I think we played this so we don't take damage off of it. Somebody's playing Crystal Grotto. Nice. All right, so we don't play this. We play this. This way we get the blood token. Next turn we can play this. We can play this and this, and then if he kills one of my creatures, I think we're best playing this way, I believe, instead of playing this turn. We'll attack for 3. All right, so we can at least get this on board and start trying to draft cards off of it. Oh, he's going to destroy my enchantment. Yep, that sucks. This is not a card I was expecting to see. Okay. Well, I guess that's a thing. Okay. Alright, we're just going to play Sanguine Bloodstroke. Alright. Attack for 1. He's going to give us -1/-1. Okay. Guess he's just playing ways to get rid of things. Alright, so we hit a land, so that's good. So I think, do we play this? Yeah, I think we go ahead and play this. I think we sack one of the blood tokens. Because we've already played a land this turn, we don't want to sack that. So we get brushstroke trigger, because the blood tokens trigger this. So we've got him to 13. So he chose gain 2 life. Does he have a creature? He does. And he played the kicker, so he gets to bring a creature back, so he brings that back, so he's going to have a way to destroy my enchantment next turn. Go to my turn. So I think... Alright, I think I might cast this. Yeah, I think I cast this. And then I attack with both my creatures. Because if they die, I'm going to get to draw a card. And then I get to draft a card as well because he's blocking with that. He's going to gain 2 life, but I get to draw a card. Then I get to draft a card. And the draft is going to be Push of Leeches. And then I'm going to do this, which is going to sacrifice that. So he takes the damage off this and the damage off that. And so now he's going to flip that. If he plays this, he gets rid of this. I have a backup one for next turn, or I just play this next turn and get this going. I think what I do to start is sacrifice this next turn. Yeah, he's going to kill that. It's fine. So does he attack? This, of course, can't attack. So to me, it seems like there's totally going to be some kind of trick here. He's probably got like +1/+1 and lifelink and indestructible. It's probably what he's got. So I'm not going to block. I'm just going to take the 2, let him gain the 2. It's not available to block this turn. All right, so we're going to go ahead and sacrifice this because we want to see what we get off of it. So we got triggers. All right, so we got this. Nice. So I think we Infernal Grasp this. We'll auto pay, that's fine. So he's going to sacrifice it in response to draw 2 cards, and that's fine as well. Okay. So I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to attack with this. If he blocks it, I get to draw a card. Alright, so I drew a land, which is good because I wanted to land. And then I think I played this. And then I sacrificed this guy. So it dies. He takes a damage off of both of those. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so next turn when I sacrifice one, the blood token, I'll be able to get two of these and trigger both. Yeah. And of course, I can play this next turn. So when things start dying, although I might wait to play that because he's going to be able to give it -1/-1 if I do that. So I think I played this first. So he takes 1 damage. Okay, so I think I played this. Let's see what I hit off of it. All right, and Silver Strings. So we'll play Silver Strings. We will sacrifice this. See what we hit off of it again. I wouldn't mind a kill spell. It's not a kill spell, but we'll play it. And then I think we cast Curse of Leeches. Yeah, we'll cast the Curse of Leeches, targeting him. And then we will choose not to attack because we have enough blockers to kill that. So if he loses 1, I gain 1. He's going to be able to get something -1/-1 or +2/+2. So he chose to gain 2 life as the other option. Because at this point, he needs to gain some life. So does he? He gains a life there. So I can sacrifice the blood token. He's got a Shieldred. That's going to be annoying. We'll need a way to kill that. Okay, so I think I sacrificed the blood token. Okay. Yeah, I really need a way to get rid of that Shieldred. Yeah, I think I can go ahead and play this. I think I go ahead and play this, and then I move to combat. And I attack, attack, attack. So I'm going to sacrifice this in response, which is not going to let him gain life. And I get Blood Arch trigger. Yes, I know I'm going to lose life due to that, but that's fine. Sure, we'll take that, I guess. All right. Yeah, and I'm going to draw 2 cards, which is going to do 4 more damage to me. But I am going to gain 2 life, so it's really only going to do 2 damage to me. Okay, so then I'm going to cast this guy, Auto Pain. I will sacrifice this, triggering. So I go ahead and cast this. Or do I hold that back? I think what I do is on his turn sacrifice this to do 2 more to him. He's going to gain 2. Yeah. So he loses 1, I gain 1. So he's going to gain 2. Yeah, I think we might actually get around this. I think we might be able to get past. Oh, that might make it to where we can't get past it. That's going to hurt. Oh, he's going to gain 2 more. 3 more. All right. So this life gain thing he's got going sucks. We're just going to go ahead and say it. It sucks. So I've got 1 open mana. Pass. I think we're priced into blocking with this just to get rid of it. So he's going to gain 2 life. He's going to get those triggers. He's going to gain life there. I'm going to sacrifice. So sacrifice this to do 2 damage to him. We get a Blood Artist and we get the other triggers. We do 4 damage to him. Go to my turn. So I'm going to lose 2. That's fine. I'm going to tell him to invoke. Just do I want to invoke? Yeah, I think I have to invoke Despair here. So I lose 2 life, but he loses a couple and I gain a couple, so that's fine. Well, and then that triggers as well. So I will play this land. So I have 2 blood tokens. Yeah, so I think I sacrificed this to get rid of this. I think I cast this. We lose 1, I gain 1. I think we sacrifice blood token. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Then I think anything else I can do? This only does this once a turn. Go, yeah. Okay, so we got there. We got around Sheldred, or as I like to call it, Sheldon. All right, so I think that actually worked pretty good. I think either way works fine for the deck. I think I'm going to stick with it with the kill spells, though, because I think that, especially knowing that there are things like Sheldred that I'm going to want to get rid of, I think that's probably the best way to go about it. So I think we're going to stick with the kill spells. I think that might be the best way to do it, is having a couple of those kill spells. We don't want to overload the deck with them. But I think having these 3 copies of Infernal Grasp is probably right. I think it's probably better than having these cards. I kind of wanted to try this out, but I don't think we have enough creatures to really make this worth playing. And then if we were like a really creature, if we were like black red, like aggro, like just creature, creature, creature. If we had like 20 creatures in our deck, I think we'd probably be good with that. But only having like 7 or 8 creatures in our deck, it's just not worth it. Well, we have 8, 9, 10, 11 creatures in our deck. I don't think it's worth it at that point. And then Lily, she's good, but I think I just want kill spells because I mean she can make them sacrifice creature, but they get to choose. Whereas this, I get to kill them. And I'm gaining enough life in this deck that I don't think I'm worried about losing the 2 life. As we saw there, like with Sheldred, I drew how many cards that I lost 2 life, and it didn't matter. It didn't make a difference at all. I was still at 19 at the end of that game, even drawing like a ton of cards. So yeah, I don't think it really matters that much. I think we can get around Sheldred doing it like this. I think this card's actually pretty decent. The fact that if I mean, once I get the tokens off of this guy, when I get these little construct tokens, just send them in. If he's on the battlefield, if they want to block him, fine. I can just draw a card. Uh, Otherwise, when I sack, if they don't block it, I get to do 1 damage to them, and then after combat, I'll sack it with this and do a couple damage to them anyway, because this is going to die, do a damage. This will do a damage. I mean, it's just a nice little loop. If I have this out, it does damage as well. So I think it's a good loop. I think 2 might be the right number for this. I don't think I go to 3 on this. Um, I'd be tempted to go to 3 on this, but I don't know as though 3 is. I think 3 might be a little much on this, but I do like the fact that I have this card and this card. I think these work good together as well as this. We have a nice little sacrifice theme going. So I think this is a pretty good deck. If you want to try to play the deck, I'm going to add it into the comments section after I post the video. And I'd welcome any feedback from you. Hopefully you have a good day and have fun playing Magic.